All right, hello everybody. This is Julio Ramos with F.S.O.C. On this episode of cleaning and maintaining your saws, we're going to talk about how to clean and maintain your bars for your chainsaws. So a couple different tools. We're going to talk about the benefits and cons of each. You're going to have a scraper. You can also buy these little lock pick sets, little hook sets from your local hardware store. Wire brush. You'll also have the small flathead screwdriver that you'll typically find on some of your chainsaws to adjust the carburetor settings and or your oil port. Your grease gun, brake cleaner. We'll also briefly discuss a little bit about the parts washer, which will make your cleaning a lot faster and a lot easier. And last but not least, a scrunch. How to clean, again, use it in cleaning your bars. And we also have a little sheet of paper. You'll see how much this benefits us in a few minutes. So we talked about how to inspect the saw, the bar itself, and see if it's anything that's going to render it out of service. But now when it's time to clean it, a couple things. Any particular bar that has a hard, not a hard nose, but a nose sprocket, you do not want to use compressed air and blow into it, because you don't want this to sound like a fidget spinner, right? The bearings can't handle that kind of stuff. You can use compressed air working your way back, but not towards the front as a fidget spinner. Now, anytime you're going to clean this, depending on what kind of material you were cutting, it's a good idea to maybe have some sort of degreaser or like a brake parts cleaner. Spray it. You'll actually see a lot of stuff coming down. Now, you can use like this flathead screwdriver, come in, and you can see just start pulling all the way out, and you can see some material out. Thing is, depending on the gauge of the bar itself, this may or may not go as deep in. So this is a 0.63 gauge. This one, I believe, it's a 0.50. So if you look at the difference in wideness, this fits a lot deeper in. This I can barely get half of that screw in, right? So obviously understand your gauges, right? Next one I'll see people use is a scraper. The scraper is actually pretty good because not only can you clean the outside if you have a lot of tar buildup, but you can also use it to clean the inside of your bars, right? And this one, because it has such a skinnier profile, it'll fit on almost any type of bar gauge, 0.43, 0.50, 0.063, right? So you can use that. I've seen people use the little pick sets as well, but same principle. Depending on the thickness, it'll go in as deep as possible, and it'll take material out, right? The scrunch acts almost as that flathead screwdriver. Depending on the thickness of the gauge, I can use it to clean as well. It may or may not go as deep in. It'll get some material out, maybe not all of it, right? So last but not least, you can always take a sheet of paper, bend it and fold it a couple different ways, a couple times, get it so it doesn't bend too easily. You can get it inside the hole. And once I get inside the hole, you can push material out, right? Once you're done with all that, make sure you add a few drops of bar oil, and then you can put the chain back and put it back on the power head. And this is the conclusion of today's quick tip.